Our project is a gesture-controlled robotic arm using Kinect. The objective of this project is to control a robotic arm using gestures. The gestures are captured by a Kinect. The Simulink Support library for Kinect were downloaded and installed from Matlab File Exchange. The installed libraries can be found under Simulink Natural Interaction Devices inside the Simulink library browser. The Simulink blocks can be used to acquire various data from the Kinect sensor such as RGB image, IR depth and skeletal data. This is the Simulink model we have developed to capture the skeletal data and convert it to angle. From the Kinect, we acquire the camera and skeletal data. We have separate viewers for the camera data and skeletal joints in XYZ coordinates. The skeletal data contains XYZ coordinates of the 20 joints tracked by the Kinect. From the 20 coordinates, we separate the required coordinate that are associated with the right arm using a function block. Once the data are separated, the angles are calculated using a vector equation. We have separate displays to show the angle data. The angles are then sent to the serial communication port one by one. We use a switching circuit to switch the data one by one. We then convert the data into unsigned integer and then send it to the serial communication port. Here, I'll be showing the angle variations of the elbow movement. When the simulation starts, the Kinect tracks the skeletal joints of the human body. The camera data from the Kinect is viewed in the video viewer and the skeletal data in skeletal viewer. The Kinect tracks 20 joints of a human body as shown. The joint angles are also calculated simultaneously. In the display D1, the elbow angle is shown. As the elbow movement is made, the angle increases and decreases accordingly. This calculated angle output is used to control the servo motors. The header file and servo motors are declared. The servo motors are attached to the pins assigned. In the Arduino IDE, the program to receive the data has been written. The Arduino checks for data in the serial port. If there is any data received, it stores it in a variable. The data is then decrypted and then sent to the servo motors. The same procedure is followed for the remaining servo motors. The Kinect tracks the human skeletal joints and transfer it to MATLAB software. In MATLAB, we acquire the required skeletal joint XYZ coordinates data and convert it to angle using vector equation. The converted angle of the joints are then sent via serial communication port. The Arduino receives the angle data via a FTDI device. Separate servo motors are attached to Arduino board for corresponding joint movement as programmed. We use an external power source to run the servo motors. This is a working model of robotic arm with gripper movement. Horizontal shoulder movement with elbow displacement. Vertical shoulder movement. The applications of this project are as follows. This can be used to handle nuclear materials from a safer distance than current methods. The safety of workers operating cranes is improved by using gesture control to perform operations from a remote location. Using gesture control and telemetry as a combination, we can manipulate parts of rovers in space environment. Programming of robo can be achieved through gestures rather than other means.